It is vitally important that when television tells stories about these issues like the one we're going to talk about this morning, women's health care, that they do it right, that they do it responsibly, that they, tell it accurately.
Well, I also think it's really important to reflect our current realities and our future realities, which I don't feel particularly hopeful about right now. I also think that the only way we're going to get through that is to think about what we do want this to look like.
Yeah, like somebody make feminist Star Trek. Like someone in this room just like envision what that spaceship is and like where it's going and all the awesome shit they're doing. Just like flying through outer space and giving like super chill reproductive care to like all the women in the galaxy.
You have to seek it. I think that's the biggest thing I've learned is in the future we all have to really seek these answers to learn about each other.
Every writer's trying to say something provocative and something real. And I think if you asked our generation, was this gonna go away? Was this right actually gonna go away? Could we actually be looking at overturning Roe v. Wade? I never pictured that we would be here at this moment. So I think it's important for storytellers to push the envelope because we're in a crisis time.
I think it's just important to know about what's happening in our state constitutions, just because you can then relate it to what you're seeing on TV and whether or not you're seeing those stories represented accurately.
People still feel like it's a really delicate subject matter in Hollywood. We've had actresses who are actually out, talking about women's rights, whatever, and then when we go to them, they're like, I don't want to do an issue movie.
I'm very interested in normalizing something like Plan B and taking away the shame and any stigma about it. I think that is one of the things that we're able to do on the show that's really wonderful.
Kind of already there in this dystopian future for a lot of women, especially poor women, especially women of color who have little access. And there's a lot of stories that can be told around this.
In your writers' rooms, how important is diversity?
I like to call it inclusion, just including everyone's voice. I don't think if you have one type of person in a room, I think you have a very weak room.
I also think there's a real value to telling stories about what's the best it could go. Because I feel like if we only tell the what's the worst it could go, then we can get kind of comfortable in that place, and it's kind of like, like poking a cold sore with your tongue, and it's like, it's painful. And
Some organizations are like using drones to drop abortion pills in Northern Ireland. A lot has changed since last January, namely abortion is legal in Northern Ireland, so they're not doing that anymore, and it might not be here. I just wanted to second that point that I think that it is important to envision different ways of access, and what would OTC access look like? What else can we do with drones? I don't know. And
I think that in order to make anything possible, it has to exist in someone's mind as a dream, and that one of the things we get to do on television is put those dreams out into the world as reality.
There are a lot of different ways the writer's room can respond, and one of them is to do the worst possible version, but there's the other, which is like, what if women could get healthcare that they needed? What if, women could get childcare that they needed? What if we had that world? What would it look like? What would women do all day if their reproductive choices weren't the foundation of so many of their other decisions? Like, that'd be cool to spend some time in. I think every writer's room is different, but I think it's they don't always have to be tragic stories. Like, we can tell hopeful stories too, because that provides a path to our brains to open up a space where we might live a different kind of life.